It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Early on in the show, we spoke to Chrissy Kelly, who's the founder of Absent, a UK-based charity that aims to provide aid and relief to people suffering with a loss of smell through support, education and practical advice, alongside Dr. Simon Gain, who is a trustee of Absent and a consultant rhinologist at the Royal National Throat, Nose and Ear Hospital. Now, they're both back with us to discuss the method of smell training. Thank you so much for staying with us this morning.
Thank you.
Chrissy, I'm going to start with you. How do you go about training someone's sense of smell? What is the actual method that you use? And for a general person without COVID-19 necessarily, how are you going about this before this new era?
Well, it's quite a simple technique. What we ask people to do is smell 4 different essential oils twice a day, every day, for a minimum of 4 months. And what I do, the method that I've devised is to use a small jar. So this is just a 1 ounce jar. And you'll see that the jar is brown. That's very important. It keeps the light away from your essential oils. Essential oils go off very quickly in sunlight or heat. So it's important to keep these somewhere where they're not going to be in sunlight.
Degraded.
Okay. I just put the essential oils, a few drops in the jar on a little bit of absorbent paper, and then just put my nose down to the jar, sniff for about 20 seconds for each different jar, pause in between, and that's it really. The thinking about the smell training is a very important aspect of it. You shouldn't feel put off from smell training if, when you put the jar to your nose, you don't smell anything at all, because that's quite normal. Obviously, you've lost your sense of smell. So it is the gradual, doing it every day. You must think about it like physiotherapy for your nose. So the evidence is clear on that. It's been reviewed over and over again. We know that smell training will improve your sense of smell.
Simon, for you, take us through it. How long does the training generally take before start regaining a sense of smell? Can people then expect a full recovery after going through this?
So when smell training started, it was a couple of months. But actually now we know that the longer you do it, the better you're going to get, the more smell you're going to get back. When we do these measurements, we can see that people continue to improve over months. And it's one of the difficulties is trying to encourage people in the early stages, like Christy was saying, when you're smelling a pot and you're not getting anything, it can be very frustrating. So one of our strongest messages with Absent is just to keep going. The longer you keep going, the harder you try, the more likely you are to rebuild your sense of smell. Unfortunately, not everybody is going to get their same sense of smell back. Christy often talks about rebuilding a sense of smell from the ground up. And a lot of the connections in the brain that are linking to memories or to emotions, those are more difficult to rebuild than the ability to smell coffee again or something else.
Thank you so much. I know there are a huge amount of people that are really interested, and there are probably kind of a few light bulb moments going off now where people might not have considered to what extent they've lost their sense of smell. But knowing that there is a resource out there is very encouraging. Chrissy, where can people find out more? What resources can they lean on?
Right. Well, we've got 2 important ways of helping people. We have a Facebook group, which you can find by just going onto Facebook and putting Absent in the search bar. So that's ABSCENT. Absent has 3 Facebook groups now. The one for COVID-19 patients says that in the title. We also have a group for people with parosmia, this distortion of smells. And that's quite an interesting one because we're doing research in parosmia, and it's great to have people all together to discuss. We also have the website, absent.org, with a full range of services. It's an interactive website. You can fill out a questionnaire and become a member, and then we've got lots more content behind the membership curtain, if you like. So we've got lots of things coming up, including some new British Rhinological Society guidelines, which will have their own page within Absent.
Wow, thank you to both of you for taking the time to explain this. As I'd mentioned earlier, I think a lot of people will be comforted to know that there is something that you can actually do about it. We'll keep all of those details up, but thank you for joining us and for the work that you're doing every day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now, this is a condition that has, especially during this pandemic, affected so many lives, but it's also brought the plight of people who suffered with this condition, the loss of smell, to the forefront. If you want to find out more information about the work that Chrissy and Dr. Gain are doing, you can visit absent.org or go onto their Twitter page at absent UK.